Good as the Sydney 3-year-olds, after the fillies edition with Odeon getting the cash. Well, Ole Kirk, he's favourite, he's holding his price and he's very solid with Sportsbet. Then you've got Tagaloa, he's been the big shift today. $5 now into $3.90. The way this track is playing, he is the map horse who's going to sit up on speeds. And there's King Legacy, he's $7.50, holding that $7 mark. He's been quite solid with us. Moanga is a horse that he's been really solid with us. He's always popular, so $7 is holding quite firm versus the price there. Camborne gets the blinkers on, rolls forward, you would think, into $12 has been spec'd. And look at Crosshaven, got to roll across from that outside barrier. $11 out to $13. Asar is $26. He'll get back and run on. An Amish boy's a real roughie at $27. Oh.
Caulfield Guineas double.
Ole Kirk and North Pacific down the outside. Rothfire lead to the 175. Here they come. Ole Kirk and North Pacific the outside. Ole Kirk, North Pacific, stride for stride. Ole Kirk, North Pacific, bob of the heads. Ole Kirk.
First run in 1881, the Caulfield Guineas has long been dubbed the stallion-making race. Dubai World Cup winning sire Helmet, the incredible Lonro, and the stallion icon, Redute's Choice.
Redute's ditch, he lunges and wins!
For the talented young colts today, their owners are dreaming not only of a chunk of the $2 million prize money, but a future stud deal which could change their lives forever. 5 of the past 9 years, the winner of the Caulfield Guineas has used Sydney's Group 1 Golden Rose as a lead up to the race. So expect a forward showing from Ole Kirk, King's Legacy and Mama Ragan. Team Hawks' Ole Kirk, out of a full sister to the mighty Black Caviar, is a very valuable colt with a huge future at stud assured. Can he become the third horse to complete the Golden Rose Guineas double? Chris Waller has won the Guineas 2 of the past 5 years and pins his hopes on another Guineas win on the unbeaten Muanga. In the saddle is Damien Oliver, looking for his second Caulfield Guineas win, an incredible 30 years after his last in 1990. The Caulfield Guineas, Australia's stallion-making classic.
It's got such a rich history, doesn't it? It's Caulfield Guineas, Group 1 for the 3-year-olds, classic race, $2 million in prize money. And here is the Blue Diamond winner in Tagaloa trying to do what the other Blue Diamond winner, Redute's Choice, did. And used the Rupert Clark as a lead-up, and Brent, I thought he ran really well in it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of merit in both his runs this preparation. First up, he had the big weight in the McNeil Stakes because he had the penalty for being a Group 1 winner, and he was strong late after being challenged. Then last time out, he was caught wide up on the speed in the Sir Rupert Clark Stakes. And even though he had 54 kilos, that was quite a high weight for a 3-year-old taking on the older horses. He looks ready to be hitting his peak now, third up.
Jane, how is he presenting physically?
Well, he's tightened up with every run this preparation, so it's fair to say this is the best parade he's demonstrated this time round, as you would expect, hitting his peak for his main target.
We move to horse number 2. He cost $1.4 million as a yearling. He's a colt by Redute's Choice. He's already got 2 Group 1s on his CV. King's Legacy.
And speaking of hitting his target, I would assume this is the race that the Peter and Paul Snowden team had circled in their calendar from the start of the campaign. He got the Group 1 under his belt, having won the Golden Rose last time out. That was the third run of his preparation compared to King's Legacy, who was only second up. So he may have had a bit of advancement on him in terms of fitness, but he's been terrific in all runs this campaign. He'll be savaging the line.
Now, I remember filming him as a yearling for racing.com, and he's got a little bit of length about him, and he's just got stronger, really. I think the 1600 metres is going to suit him. He's got a great attitude.
Here's a colt by Wandjina. Michael Wright looking for another Guineas. He won on Who Begot You and Mama Ragan. He
was ridden aggressively in a fast-run Golden Rose last time out. I'm not sure if they're going to be the tactics that are required if he's going to run out a strong 1600 here. He wasn't too far from King's Legacy and the like as a 2-year-old in the English size, and if he gets back to that form, he could be in the mix.
Here's a 3-year-old that's probably been forgotten, number 6 in Crosshaven. Is he underestimated?
Potentially, because his win in the Exford Plate over 1400 metres at Flemington 2 starts ago was terrific, and he was also strong in the Guineas Prelude last time out.
Looks great in the yard. He's just workmanlike. You know exactly what to expect from him. He's improved right the way through the campaign, and it's another great parade from him. Don't discount him.
Thinking in a race certainly does. From a stallion roster point of view for the Colts, here's Amish Boy, a colt by Star Witness.
He's had 2 runs back this time in. He was terrific first up behind Doubtland, then he improved to be second behind Crosshaven in the Caulfield Guineas Prelude. From the inside draw, he should get a lovely run just on the back of the speed, but he does need to go up a cog if he's going to beat some of these horses coming down from Sydney.
VRC Sires winner, number 8, Luna Fox.
I'm not convinced he's racing as well as he may have been as a 2-year-old. Some of the juveniles may have caught up to him now as a 3-year-old, but look, he was okay over the mile last time out, but I don't think it was a good enough run to be winning this race.
Horse named after the great All Black, and Richie Mwanga is horse number 9, in his second Guineas, 30 years after his first.
His 2 runs this preparation have been quite remarkable in the way that he's been able to get himself out of a pocket and savage the line. I know the opposition that he's been facing is not up to the same standard of the Group 1 class of some of his rivals, but he has the X factor.
100 metres is going to suit him on type. Blinkers go on. He's no more worked up than he normally gets in the yard.
11 is Campbell, another upper roots choice. Blinkers go on for the first time.
I thought there was a lot of merit to his performance in the field. It was a relatively long race. He was back in the field, and when the sprint went on, he was flat-footed. He gets on here for the first time, and he's Holt that is looking for the extra ground.
Yeah, look, he's a lovely big colt. He's very strong. He stands over plenty of. He's great at everything right, even with the blinkers on. I think that he's alert and he's awake, but he's nice and relaxed.
Well, number 12, Natural Choice, was certainly alert and awake last start. When they went forward on him, we saw an improved performance.
Yeah, they did go forward, but he led at quite a controlled speed. They weren't going fast at all, and I think that's why he landed in front. And considering that he had a soft time, I have to agree whether he is going to be strong enough at the 1600 metres to be competitive in this race.
I think it's a fair query. What about the brother to Jamaica, called Grand Slam?
Well, he's coming through what is clearly an easier races than what he faces here today. He's sort of taking the backdoor route straight into the Group 1, but by the sound of things, the team at Kieran Maher and Dave Eustace Racing have got a big opinion of Grand Slam. He's got a fair bit of expectation considering his older sister is Jamaica, but he looks to be an improving type. He just may not be ready to be competitive at this top level.
Well, Colt by So You Think, and So You Think wasn't able to win at Caulfield Guineas, but then, of course, at his next start, he won the Cox Plate. It's 14, Poland.
Well, he defeated Grand Slam at Flemington on that Wednesday program, and it was the first time the blinkers went on and he really savaged the line. Prior to that, he was only beaten less than a length behind Asar. Asar was okay in the Caulfield Guineas Prelude, so you can tie a line through those races.
And Captain Corelli rounds out the field.
I think he looks more to be a Derby type rather than a Guineas type. He's by Tavistock. He was good winning his maiden over the 1400 on wet ground. He was just a little bit flat-footed when they put the sprint on last time out, but this would be a run that could see him continuing to improve as he steps up in distance.
All right, Brent, it's a big field. It's a quality field, one of the great Caulfield Guineas fields. Your top 4. I'm
going with King's Legacy. This looks to be an exciting race and a difficult race because we've got a number of strong winning chances. But I just think from a price perspective, the gamble that I want to take is with the horse that I believe is set to peak now, getting to the 1600 metres for the first time this campaign. Mwanga is the X factor. Ole Kirk has to be respected. And the horse that just continues to firm is Tagaloa. So they're my top 4, but I'm going with King's Legacy on top.
Tagaloa on top for me. He's a colt that's always had a lot of quality about him. We know that he was the Blue Diamond winner here on this track. He has just tightened up really nicely with every run this campaign. He's peaking for his target. The team have got him here in superb order. I loved his attitude in the mounting yard. He was so nice and relaxed. So Tagaloa gets the nod for me in this one, but there's some really nice parades in behind him. I thought Camborne looked outstanding with the blinkers on today. Nice and relaxed, but very focused. And Mwanga, he's just a real athlete. So they're the 2 I'd be wary of, but Tagaloa on top.
Ole Kirk, he is the hold, dominates the turnover, or just dominates the turnover from Tagaloa. It's between those two. Mwanga, well, he's had his supporters all the way through. Him and King's Legacy have been quite firm right through. But as I talk to you, he's dropping in and out of $3.90 to $4, your favourite, Tagaloa. This has been a nice go late for him. Ole Kirk, as I mentioned, solid at the $4.40. And Camborne, there's been some good money, 15 into $9.15 late. Some good bets for number 11, Camborne.
Peter Snowden joins us, the trainer of number 2 in King's Legacy. Pete, great to see you down in Melbourne. It comes with a sacrifice, but you're keen to get down here amongst your horses?
No, absolutely, mate. It's a great carnival, as we know. We've got a few coming down and some live chances, so we're going to try and keep no stone unturned and do the best we can to get them as good as we can.
How reaction when you saw the slightly awkward gate that Huey drew?
Wasn't good, wasn't pretty, but not much we can do about it. As Huey said, he's a good calming influence, because I was scratching my head thinking, what do we do here? But he just kept it simple. He's not a horse to race on speed anyway, but we do need a little bit of luck, as you do from bad gates, but that's why we put these guys on. You're hoping for one of Huey Bowman's special and certainly help him.
Okay, and then you're in the Toorak. You've got a horse named after your son, Paul. I Am Superman. How will he run?
Yeah, he's in great form. He's in great form. He's just turned the corner this preparation compared to last prep. He was always in a hurry to do everything. Wet tracks were against him, but this time he's a much more relaxed horse. He's just asleep down the stalls down there, and he looks amazing. So he's going to run a really good race for sure.
And the fact that he's been here to Caulfield gives you a lot of confidence.
Well, that was the plan, and the plan was to run the Sir Rupert Clark, but once he missed out there, we had to duck home, but didn't let the side down. He raced really well and won well at Rose Hill, but he's trained on again. He's in great order. He'll run very well today.
Great to see you and good luck.
Pleased to be here. Thanks, mate.
There he is, Peter Snowden, star trainer, and he's won a host of Group 1 races over the years. BZ, and very good with these 3-year-olds.
Yeah, and he looks to have a really strong chance in King's Legacy, who's holding his place in the market at $7. Ole Kirk's just getting out to $4.20, being equal favourite with Tagaloa. So the two big guns, the Blue Diamond winner versus the Golden Rose winner. Let's get the latest from Wayne Hawkes.
Well, Wayne, I know you'll tell me the truth. What do you think about the lineup, Sydney versus Melbourne? You've probably got the colt to beat.
Yeah, look, you know what, it's always the same thing every year, isn't it? But I don't think Peter and I would be swapping for our two runners in this race. They've done everything right, those two horses, and you know what? It's a great rivalry, and it just always seems to come down to this race, doesn't it? So it's a good spot to be in, especially when you've got a good one. Yeah,
well, you would have watched his build-up in Sydney. He's now come down into your care in Melbourne. How has he been? Yeah, he's been really good. He's just lovely and relaxed. He's done everything right, and he's back in his old box, and yeah, he was here as an unraced baby, and he had his first start in Melbourne, so he's back in the old routine and just doing what he does. Gets out to the mile again for the first time since he was a 2-year-old. What are the plans out there on the track from the draw? Yeah, well, his mile was the Champagne. He was probably a little bit unlucky not to have won that. He had to go back to last and rocketed home. So Willie's just going to have him where he is and put him under no pressure. And I told the horse his uncle all too hard won this race. It's not that hard a race to win. So if you want bragging rights, he's got to go and do the job. All the best with him out there today. Thank you.
Always good for a comment, isn't he, Wayne Hawkes? Quick stat, we mentioned this up the top of the day, and this he's certainly on the right horse. Craig Williams' strike rate in Group 1s for the past 12 months, BZ, 26%. I don't have the stats, but I reckon that would be close to a record for a jockey.
Yeah, he's certainly knows how to turn it on in the big ones, and he's got a horse who's got a lovely draw in Tagaloa for his racing style, because he's got the opportunity to take advantage of that draw, and that should see him somewhere near the front of the field, potentially controlling this race. But it looks a really strong contest, as you would like to expect the Caulfield Guineas. On with King's Legacy and Mwanga. I think they're the value plays at $7.50.
Okay, Ben Asgari, final thoughts?
Yeah, speed map going to be fascinating. You'd think that there's a couple going to come across from wider draws, but Craig Williams, he holds the aces from that barrier. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
The $2 million Caulfield Guineas over the famous Caulfield Mile. Let's head up to Matt Hill.
Now what's happening, Tagaloa was going into the stalls but was called away. And they've taken out Captain Corelli out of barrier number 2. So I just wonder if they're using the wrong stall here. Yes, they've had to move Captain Corelli out 1. Now here's Tagaloa being brought forward. Tagaloa needs to go into barrier number 3. So now they've got their ducks in a row over there. Tagaloa about to come along. Luna Fox comes forward. National Choice Azar to come forward with Crosshaven. Grand Slam with John Allen sporting a white cap, and Ole Kirk, the Golden Rose winner, to have done the Rose Guineas double in the past. So on the tote, it's $3.70 the favourite, Ole Kirk. It's currently $4.40 with bookmakers. Still Tagaloa holds the call on VOP. Ole Kirk, last minute towel down. Willie Pike, what a day he's had so far with 3. Goes into a middle stall, Ole Kirk. Crosshaven now joining the line to complete it. The Caulfield Guineas for Neds at 1600. Field is set to run. Ready, gates are back and they're away. Pretty good line. National Choice today is going to drift back towards the end with also Mounga, and out the back of the field out wide is Mar Marigan. Showing speed is Crosshaven with Poland, Grand Slam, Tagaloa. Up along the inside, Amish Boy, so almost 5 across the track. Azar behind those horses, and then came Ole Kirk, and then Luna Fox, a length Camborne, King's Legacy, National Choice, Titan for Room, Mar Marigan second last, Mounga is last of all. So the leader, Grand Slam, off the back at the 1,000 by a length and a quarter, Poland. Crosshaven is third, and then came Tagaloa, who keeps it wide. Captain Corelli the fence, a length and a half, Amish Boy. Then came Azar off the track as they reached the railway side. In between horses, next in the field is Ole Kirk, a length and a half, Camborne, Luna Fox. Then Mar Marigan, third last, National Choice, and then came King's Legacy back to second last, and Mounga with a big assignment last. So the leader, Grand Slam, kept them running at the 600 metres, a length and a quarter, Poland, and then Crosshaven. Further back, Captain Corelli, Azar. Then came Amish Boy, Camborne to the outside as they come towards the turn. Next in the field is Ole Kirk, saving for runs, and would only be about 5 or 6 off the lead as they corner. 300 to go. Grand Slam tries to pinch it. 2 lengths, Captain Corelli, Crosshaven. Then Amish Boy, Azar. Ole Kirk down the outside, running on. Grand Slam at the 200. Azar with big bold strides, and Ole Kirk coming with it. Azar at the 100. Ole Kirk driving. Ole Kirk up to Azar. It's got it. Ole Kirk won the Guineas a neck. Azar second. Third Grand Slam from Crosshaven, Luna Fox, then Amish Boy. Next to finish in the race was Mounga, and then Captain Corelli, King's Legacy, Camborne, National Choice, Poland. Well back in the field then was Mar Marigan and Tagaloa amongst the tail enders.
What an incredible win by Ole Kirk. He wins the Golden Rose. He comes down and captures the Caulfield Guineas, and William Pike is having a day to cherish, a day never to forget. 4 winners on Caulfield Guineas Day, including 2 Group 1s, and he's able to steer this colt by Written Tycoon, who is now worth a fortune. Written Tycoon out of Black Caviar's full sister. He's won 2 Group 1s, and the Hawks team know how to produce a colt. They've produced a beauty to win the Caulfield Guineas and come over the top of Azar, who looked home. He was so brave, but he gets run down. 3:10:13 in Grand Slam. Jamaica's little brother is placed in a Caulfield Guineas, and number 6, Crosshaven, running 4th. Well, Nick, he was bred in Victoria, but he's done his racing in Sydney. The Sydney form held up.
Oh, we'll be claiming him as a Victorian, though. I think, Richo, what a day for Willie Pike. Great effort from him. Azar, we knew he was a quality horse. He's bounced back, and Grand Slam might be a horse to follow as well. Let's get Willie Pike.
Can it get any better, mate? This has been an unbelievable day. Talk us through the run. You were following Tagaloa, and it didn't take you anywhere.
Yeah, that's right. When I got on Tagaloa's back, I was pretty happy with myself. I thought, oh, half my job's done here. Then it was gone before acceptances, so plan B, C and D all come out all at once.
What about when everything just started opening up? You made that path to the outside. You knew you were home?
Not really. Look, I sort of went in, and then I went out, and it just took me a moment to gather my momentum. And once he did, he was strong through the line yet again. These Hawks team horses are having pretty right, so I've just got to get half my end right, and we're good.
I love this horse. I saw him step out on debut and blew him away. He did, and he's a cheeky bugger, and he hasn't changed. He doesn't like other horses much.
No, he doesn't. I hope he changes his attitude there. But look, my first ever sit on him. I'm so grateful for the support. We had to zig and zag a little bit, but I'm pretty happy we got the job done.
You're going to have to start making some decisions, mate.
Yeah, well, we'll worry about them another time. I'll just enjoy today for now.
Oh, well, hopefully you choose the right one in the Cox.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Good on you, mate.
Thank you.
An incredible day for William Pike and a wonderful day for Team Hawks. You've won another Caulfield Guineas, Wayne. Congratulations to you and to Michael and to your dad. That was something special.
Yeah, it certainly was, Richo. You're watching the run. I never get nervous, but I did today.
I don't blame you. 21 Group 1s in partnership with Dad and with Michael. Did that one give you more satisfaction than any, considering the big stallion pedigree that he's got, how important it was today?
Well, probably, because what it means is he's the best 3-year-old in the country now. So it's as simple as that. If they want to retire him, I'm happy with that. So.
Yeah. It's interesting, we talk about the Sydney form, but he did most of his racing and early education right here. What was he like to work with?
Oh, look, you know what, he was probably as tougher 2-year-old as I reckon I've had in my hands, and I've been lucky enough to have some good ones and to work with them. But when he went to Sydney, I said to Michael, good luck, because he's just as tough as old boots. But I'm sure Peter Moody will tell you Black Caviar was, and I can guarantee you All Too Hard was. So it's probably the family. But he was as tough a 2-year-old as what we had, and he's been right there, and he won his first start as a stakes race. And as I said, he's the best 3-year-old in the country now. He can go the paddock and have a well-earned break now.
Did you come here thinking that the mile wouldn't be a worry? Did you have it in your heart of hearts?
He had to pretty much go back to last in the Champagne. J-Mac said if we don't go back to last, we probably win the Champagne. So we never thought that was going to be the issue. It was more just Willie getting it right. And what about him? He's come the half mile and thought, do I go out or do I go in? He had two options, and as per usual, he pulled the right rein. But you got to get him right on the right day. But you got to have the blokes on top to do the job. But you know, hats off to Willie. It's not easy to win 4, but you know what? Truth, he's like D. Oliver. He was cool, he was calm, he was relaxed, and he said, I'm on the best horse, I'll get the job done.
Neil Werrett and his team of owners have had a lot of horses with you. That would give you satisfaction as well.
He's in the box at Vinery in Sydney, and Rick Jamis will be up at Gilgai. The boys up at Gilgai will be going nuts about now, I reckon.
You're a bit emotional, mate. I don't blame you. It means a lot to the family.
Yeah, it does. You know, well, that's what we do. We get stallions, and you know, he was second top price at the Melbourne yearling sale. So Neil and Colin Madden and co, they spent a lot of money, and when his uncle was All Too Hard and his auntie's Black Caviar, I know what it's like to be the son of, because I was a top price yearling, but I couldn't gallop. At least Ole Kirk can.
Brilliant stuff, mate. Oh, we can't wait to see him again. No doubt the Stallion Barn eventually will be where he makes his mark. Great stuff. Well done.
Thank you.
Let's have a look at where Willie Pike wins this race. Now, he's on the back of Tagaloa in the run. The first horse beaten was Tagaloa, so he's going back through the field. And what we can see here is, we just highlight that for anyone watching, Willie Pike in this situation aboard the winner following Tagaloa. All of a sudden, Tagaloa is going back through the field. He has to switch back to the inside, and where he wins this race is by getting onto the back of Asar on the turn. Thought it was a really, really clever ride, and then gets out into the best ground, clear galloping room in the home straight, where this horse, Ole Kirk's been able to do what he's done so well this preparation, and that's let down with a huge turn of foot, guys. So hats off to Willie Pike. He's had an outstanding day at Caulfield today. That's 4 winners already, but clearly, boys, I think that was the best of them, and by some margin.
And that's what happens when you get stuck in the who's not column, isn't it, BC?
Yeah, all honours with Ole Kirk, well ridden, well prepared, but we have to have some thought for Connections and Tagaloa, because you can see him dropping out there. He was walked back to the mounting yard, the field, and he dropped out to run a distant last. So hopefully everything's A-OK there with Tagaloa.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll stand by for that. Ole Kirk's the winner, though, of the Caulfield Guineas. He's run 3 lengths faster than the class average, and that's an outstanding training performance from Team Hawkes to get him up to win a Golden Rose and bring him down here to win a Caulfield Guineas. Simo, market update for the next event in Adelaide.
It's the Hill Stakes.